coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Here's Smith now on second down. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
He's going to get this complete here to Lockett. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That third down conversion good for 23.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback because instead of forcing something on third down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a first down.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Smith. And he's got Smith and Jigba. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And they'll go backwards here. Losing yardage to the 14. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12.
Here's Smith. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Out of the gun, Smith. Touchdown, Seahawks. Ken Walker, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll make it 24-7.
Seahawks 7. Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Duvernay now going to bring it out. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, one thing we certainly know, he likes to take those risks deep downfield during games, coverage or not. The coverage was there on that one. No catch, but he's also fortunate. No turnover either.
Jackson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And with apologies apologies to Dylan Thomas. Apparently, they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
Play action. Now Jackson. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Now it's Lockett. And how about this? He takes it all the way back. No time, no flags. A punt return touchdown and a stunning end of the first half.
And they kicked it to him. They kicked it to him. When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead down to 10, 24-14. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half.
Duvernay now going to bring it out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25. As he's dropped it to 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead, because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4, 2nd and 6.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Now Jackson going to shift him around.
Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now it's Jackson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete.
Nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
With a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
They go play action now. Jackson. He's got it at the 15. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it.
Well, that was a pretty good time for his first catch of the ball game, and it turned into a huge play as well. He's certainly not been a central part of this passing game so far in this one, but he made his presence felt there. A big pickup on third down.
That's out to Hill, right side complete. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it second down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
It's 3rd and 1.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Ravens take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
On the return, it's Eskridge, and he'll bring it out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. On 1st and 10, Smith.
Smith and Jigbo hauling it in on the out route.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. And the offense moving quickly to the line. A shotgun snap for Smith. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
In motion right, that's Metcalf.
On 1st down, it's Smith.
That completes it again to Metcalf.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Option play, and they'll give to Walker. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
They're going to hurry back to the line now.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Now Geno. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown.
Kenneth Walker,
his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Seahawks are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. And they decide fairly early here they need the ball back, so here's an onside kick. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. I know they're down, but starting the third quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel that they've got to go ahead and make something happen. Steal a possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back in a position to try and win the game.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they move this all the way down to the 9.
78 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, because once he gets through, he's shredded.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with his third touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Ravens will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
From the end zone, here comes Eskridge.
Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
We're in Baltimore. Third quarter action, 2nd and 10.
To throw is Smith. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Kyle Hamilton picks it. How about this? I guess we're at the point of the game where they do need to open up the playbook a little bit, start to take some chances down the field, but that one did not go as planned.
Yeah, these guys need something good to go their way, and they took an opportunity to take that shot there, but obviously that's not going to help. A tough play for them as they're trying to make their way back.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Being chased, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Uchenna Nwosu. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. Back now in Baltimore. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end, Andrews. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. If they continue to throw these safe passes, who can blame them?
So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they've had that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
Gain of 9 yards. And the Seahawks first down.
Now Geno on first down. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where, as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Again, Smith.
Going right back to Fant.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a second and short.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Now Smith.
And that's going to be caught downfield by Fant.
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Noah Fant, 48 yards.
And the Seahawks have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that cuts this lead down to 13. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. The fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So from just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 9. They'll go again with Dobbins.
And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy, just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today, to try and get him over 100 yards.
He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Draymond Jones collapses the pocket and drops him for a loss of 3.
Well, it's been a little bit of feast or famine because he's thrown for decent yardage, and obviously they've got the lead, Charles, but now he's been sacked 4 times.
And what I'm focusing on is his toughness in the pocket. Because you mentioned the feast or famine part, he's played well in between being dumped on his back. But every time he's had a chance to throw the football, he's been impressive.
That'll be complete to Dobbins.
And in for the Ravens touchdown.
J.K. Dobbins,
42 yards.
And the Ravens are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
Jackson here is going to look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Jamal Adams. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Here's Moore. He will return it. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
On 1st down, Smith. That is taken in by the tight end Fan. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That's good for 28 yards.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws. Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And the Ravens are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. The throw here to Andrews, the tight end. And quickly, they get to the line.
Now Lamar changing the play.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They go play action with Jackson.
He's got his target. That's complete. Touchdown. Rashad Bateman.
His first touchdown on the year. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Tucker with the extra point, and that will bump the lead up to 26. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
On the return, it's Eskridge, and he'll bring it out. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end but feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Geno. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone. As time has run out on this ball game.
Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles, these defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next contest.
Yeah, neither end zone had a stop sign, and it did that. I mean, for both sides, visit it, and with frequency. Not fun to be a defensive player, but on the offensive side of the ball, those guys had a blast. One team came away with a victory, even better for them.
So for Baltimore, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Browns will come to